Hello, Craig Wells here. I'm a registered pharmacist and a certified hormone specialist. I have over 40 years of experience working as a pharmacist in a wide variety of areas. I've worked in a hospital, worked in mail order, I've worked in retail, chain and independent pharmacies. I've worked as a long-term care pharmacist. I've worked as a compounding pharmacist. And several years ago, I had my own pharmacy. And at that time, I was a certified diabetes educator. And that is when I first got my first taste in compounding, custom compounding prescriptions. So, what is a hormone specialist? And to explain is that I've been trained by, like I said, some of the best doctors in this country in this field, and they have trained me to assess patients' history, symptoms, and labs uh, to uh, to help a patient get relief from their symptoms from imbalances of their hormones. And the best way to explain this is to give you an example. I had a patient that was transferred to me on the phone that had some problems, and they had told her I was a hormone specialist. And we got to talking, and she says, I'm 63 years of age and I'm bleeding. Uh, the OBGYN, they've done several tests and they couldn't find anything that would be causing it. So they were scheduling a hysterectomy to help her uh, stop bleeding. And knowing a little bit about her through the conversation that we had, I asked her also, did they test any blood levels for hormones? And she says, no, they never did. And I knew that she had been on some capsules with estrogens, all three of them, even the estrone. And I told her, I think I may know what's been causing your bleeding. And I told her, who I was and what I did. And she decided to tell the OBGYN the next day that she was going to hold off on the hysterectomy for right now and look at some other options. And she set up an appointment with me, and we got her a saliva test to test her hormones. And lo and behold, of course, her estrogens were very high. Estradiol was high, and her estrone was very high. So I made recommendations to the therapy and sent that to the doctor, and they approved it. And we put her on some cream and got rid of the estrone. And it's been 3 years now. And I'll be glad to say that she is symptom free as far as her bleeding. And of course, she didn't have surgery. So that was a huge success, especially for her. And I'm so happy for her. So, what are the goals for hormone therapy? And as a hormone specialist, when I counsel and work with patient that's having symptoms, the number one priority that was taught to me by my doctors that I trained under is to do no harm. That is number one, top priority. We treat symptoms and not the labs. We do use labs, it's very helpful, but the thing about it is we only treat the women that are complaining about symptoms. I've had patients, I can tell you several stories where, for instance, somebody had some adrenal dysfunction. I just knew they did because their cortisol was low, the DHEA was real low, and was telling them they need my adrenal protocol, and this would help with the symptoms of, all these different symptoms for adrenal dysfunction. She stopped me and said, Craig, I'm sorry, but I don't have any of those problems. And what did I tell her? Well, never mind. So that's the way that we've been trained. Now we use the labs to help us to know what we need to replace or supplement what is deficient for those women that do have symptoms. And we do recommend highly patient follow-ups. We like to measure and monitor labs. And we also like to have annual follow-ups to just see how things are going, to see if there's some changes that we might need to make to the therapy and so forth. Now, this is the end of this segment. I know that's not a lot of information about hormone therapy. It's an introduction. It's to explain who I am and what I do, and that what a hormone specialist will be doing. I do counseling. I have a 4-page evaluation sheet that the patient fills out with a lot of history to find out what's going on with the patient. And also, there's a full page of symptoms where they will check off where they have none, mild, moderate, or severe as far as their symptoms. And that will help guide me into what we need to be focusing on and when we get into the consultation. And of course, labs will help too. With that information, with symptoms and their labs, I can kind of go into an idea of what we need to do. But another thing too, the consultation always reveals some other things that was not in the evaluation form or in the labs that's going on with this patient that's affecting their health and it's causing some of these symptoms. It never fails, always do. So the consultations are very, very important. Um, so I hope this has been helpful, and I hope you'll be back. There's going to be plenty of more videos. There's going to be videos to discuss the life stages of women, whether it be pre, peri, menopause, and the symptoms that come along with those. And also, we'll be talking about labs. We'll be talking, and that's a very important one. You definitely need to come back for that one because there is something about labs that is causing a lot of women not to get really the help that they need with the symptoms. So come back for that one. And also we'll be talking about each individual hormone to describe what the physiological functions are for those hormones and some of the problems with deficiencies and so forth. And also we'll be talking about a little bit deeper metabolism. We'll be talking about receptors. And there's a reason for this because me being trained by the doctors that I've been trained under, functional medicine, it's not conventional medicine. So if I'm going to recommend something that some other people have not done for you, and it'd be nice for you to know the reason why. And I want to explain that. And that's why these consultations that I do are kind of a little lengthy because there's a lot of education part of it. So, but this is what I will be doing in these videos, these presentations. Like I said, I hope this has been helpful for you. If you have any questions at all, my email is going to be in the description. So shoot me an email. I'll be glad to answer your questions. Also, if you're interested, you can even email me and give me some questions about the consultations. I'll be glad to help you with that. And, I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you for stopping by. Until then, I hope you have a blessed day.